It's time for triage. It's time to dump the certificates on the market, all of them. Dump them.
What about the pension fund investors? We're talking over $15 billion here.
That's not our problem.
But if other houses follow suit, it could start a stampede.
Our priority is saving this house, and fuck all the others.
Bailout is very different to most of the movies I did, because I used an actual political or social thing what happens right now worldwide and made a fictional story around. And I feel a lot of my movies were based on video games or more genre movies. Then I did movies like Darfur about the genocide in Sudan, but I never made a movie like directly now in a big American city about American politics right now. And I feel Bailout is, from this point of view, the most controversial movie I did, because, to be honest, who cares here about the Sudan situation? But I think what I show in Bailout is actually it will have an impact. You know, people may be getting scared that other people take weapons now and go to Wall Street and say, look, you destroyed my existence, now I go after you.
I suppose one of the interesting things about my guy is that, you know, he's a reflection of the pulse of a lot of people who have been treated horrendously by the financial institutions in America. And he basically takes vengeance and justice on these people that have got away with criminal.
Marwood.
I'm sorry, Mr. Baxford.
I need to speak to you.
Mr. Marwood
I'm Jim Baxford. I need...
busy.
Dominic Purcell is an actor who is kind of an action guy, but at the same time, he is good with dialogue, for example. I worked with a lot of action stars before, Dolph Lundgren or Jason Statham and so on. And normally they're very like tight-lipped, you know, like they cannot do a John Grisham attorney movie or something. But Dominic, I think, is as an actor able to pull off everything. So he plays the loving husband in that movie, but also then the revenge angel basically. So I think he was a perfect choice.
Mr. Marwood, I'm Jim Baxford.
Yeah.
I left you a bunch of messages, 20 to be exact.
I'm off the clock, you know. If you want to talk...
I lost my life savings. My house, my job, my wife.
Look, Jim, it is not my fault that your wife left you, all right? I'm sorry.
She didn't leave me. She's dead.
Oh, for... Fuck, come on, man.
I'm telling you.
Just get off of me.
Do a speed check first. He'll get hit by the car, go up and over top of the roof, over the hood, over the trunk, and land on the ground, which will probably knock him back to about this position back here. We'll continue on with the shot where Don will take off, go down the back alley, and on cut, Todd will give a thumbs up, and we'll go from there. One action day. All right, Todd?
Riding, guys. Whoa, stay back, guys. Good? Hey!
So when I write a script, it's not easy for me. I'm not a fast writer who can just sit down and it comes all out of me and in a week I have 100 pages. It's more like I have an idea or I'm interested in a subject matter, like what I did with Stoic, for example. This was a prison situation in a German jail and I made a movie out of it. So I did a little research and looked what happened in that jail. And then I started creating that idea, what kind of movie I want to make about it. And Bailout was the same. I read everything about the financial crisis. I followed followed up what is going on, and I felt it's kind of wrong what happens basically, and that people getting away with murder or with robbery, at least on the taxpayers' cost. So, and then I created that idea. And a lot of times when I write also, I write almost the ending of a movie first. So I rewinded back from the ending how I really wanted to see a guy going in a broker office and shredder everybody on Bailout. So, and then I basically started writing the pre-story to this.
You know, what's really great about working with Uwe is he's really, truly an independent filmmaker. He makes the movies he wants the way he makes the movies that he wants the way he wants to make them. It's like he doesn't answer to anybody. He got the financing, he develops the story, and he makes the story he wants to make. You know, and being a part of a really independent filmmaker is hard to do in Hollywood now because all the other companies are owned by Wall Street or investment bankers or lawyers. There are so few real filmmakers left in Hollywood, and Uwe is one of the few.
Well, I heard about Bailout from Uwe several months ago, and I thought the idea was really intriguing. And you know, when he did call me and say, "Hey, would you like to be in it?" I knew right away the answer was going to be yes. There was a big smile that crossed my face, and I'm really glad that Uwe got it off the ground because I just think it's a cool idea for a movie.
Hey, I got to ask you in any way, shape, or form associated with law enforcement?
I ain't no cop, just a private citizen concerned about his own personal safety, right? Grenades?
Oh, yeah, I got 2 left. Shrapnel.
How much?
This is my third film with Uwe, and dude, I don't know, he's a trip, and I love working with him, man. Every time, I was just hearing actually that he's very efficient. He's very efficient, and what's crazy about it is sometimes when you have an efficient filmmaker, you don't know, it could be laziness or whatever, but everything that I've seen that I've done with Uwe has turned out amazing. Like, I don't know, but it's, the DP that, it's the same DP we work with, Steph, on every movie, and it comes out just great. I don't know, like, I've actually, it's funny, I haven't really gotten a chance to see, I've only seen bits and pieces, and I've actually been looking at the older films we did, and I'm just blown away. So you can completely trust Uwe. Also in the first movie, I think I called him Yugi the whole movie, and he just let me do that. So he's a cool dude, so yeah.
I think this is a movie that matters. And, it's always nice to be working with a filmmaker like Uwe, who, is very outspoken. He's very controversial in his views on certain things, and it was exciting to be a part of that.
I think the bailouts in the year 2008 were like a milestone basically in history, because not once before the taxpayers had to give so much money away to save banks and industries and countries like Greece and Ireland and Portugal. And a lot of people lost their houses, their jobs, and I felt it's time to make an angry movie about that situation. 7 million Americans lost their houses, 5,000 people killed themselves because they lost their houses, and the movies made about that subject matter were not really representing, I think, the anger.
These actors are unbelievably good. I'm always like, and sometimes when I watch actors talking about other actors in interviews, you can tell they're all just like, yeah, he was so good, he was this and that, and yeah. But no, these guys are wonderful, wonderful actors, and I've had a joy working with all of them. Working with John Hurd was amazing yesterday. Ed Furlong is a brilliant actor. Very, very funny guy. Michael Pare is another solid, great actor. I watched him when I was a younger guy, you know, when he did Eddie and the Cruisers and stuff like that. And I remember saying to myself, gee, I want to be like that guy. And, you know, and working with Michael was a treat. And, you know, so, I mean, that's one of the great things about the job that I do. You get to meet really interesting people, and you get to work with old legends, you know. So it was, it's been amazing.
What me and Freddie do with our day? We bust homeless people for sleeping in the park. Or we cite some stupid schmuck for jaywalking. But the real fucking criminals, they're downtown, on Wall Street, wearing suits that cost more than any of us make in a year.
The end of the movie, he really goes on a rampage on Wall Street in a big broker office, and he basically goes after everybody. So the biggest shooting day was planned more in the end of the shoot, and we had, like, I think 28 stunt people going, and the special effect people around Jack prepared like various explosions and breakaway glass and stuff like this. So I always wanted to end that movie with a big bang and not like shooting two bankers or something. So for me it was important that he brings the message across. It's a whole group of criminals. It's the age of greed took over Wall Street basically, and he goes there to clean them out. When you say go to your wife or whatever, do it a little faster after his last line. You know?
Well, no, we gotta drop those shares, bump up the other side. We need more points on that side. Shit. I'm not the boss here.
Be quiet. You have absolutely no say in this.
Please, my wife. She's pregnant.
Who's that guy with Smith? Maggot, get a hold of security now. Hey, what the fuck is going on?
He's using those all-point mercury film.
Before you turn, you have to grab the gun again.
Well, I turn, and then...
Okay, well, we can
Make
do
him
that.
take some
Very
look at
good.
you.
Come to the video monitor and watch it. We replay it for you. All right. Come in the back room. Okay, so we do the next bit. Means like we have to fill it a little more.
Basically, there's 5 of us set up around a desk, and our lead comes in and throws a grenade underneath the desks. And we've been taking cover because he's been shooting people and stuff, so we're down low, see the grenade roll in, get up, we start to run, and it blows up, and I'll be wearing a harness, have a line attached to me, rigged up through the ceiling tiles here, and there's a wall of glass behind me, so there's 2 main 4x8 sheets of glass that are behind me that I'll get pulled through, so as I start to turn, we're going to have a half wrap, and it's going to pull me, kind of twist me around sideways and backwards through the glass, and I'm dead from the grenade explosion, and the 4 other guys are going to blow off over desks and knock off monitors, and one guy's going to fly into another guy and knock him over, and the girl's going to get pulled over a desk, so there'll be people flying everywhere.
And 3, 2, 1, go! Boom! Boom!
Hey, cutting! Everybody all right? We clear out the mattresses and unlink the wires, right?
No, right.
And we need still smoke in the air when he goes through it and shoots. Yes, sir.
But I tried doing this. They're good.
I just love the outcome. I love the fact that I get to play, you know, one of his good friends who, you know, is on the other side of it. And because we've been along with him in his journey, at the end it's really not hard to go to, you know, just sort of, you know, raise that police tape and go, well, God be with you, buddy.